Is it possible to find a cash flowing short-term rental investment in the 300s? I've got two gems to share with you today. I shared a couple of listings in Oakhurst that were under $400,000 a while back, but we've got two in Mariposa. So we'll start with this one at 5174 Bullion Street. This is in the town of Mariposa, walking distance to restaurants and shops. Really nice location. There is a hillside in the back, which we'll show you. But just quickly looking through the listing photos, like I say, a cute little cottage look, very clean, nice flooring. The kitchen is nice. It's not luxurious, but it's certainly nice. This could be a very viable Airbnb. The in-town listings do well, and two bedrooms, one bath is not an issue. It is small, 741 square feet. The two bedrooms are not large. One's got a king size bed. It is adequate for that, but again, this is not a very spacious place, but the price is right. They do have this little shed in the back that they have turned into an office situation. So that's a plus. And like I said, in town, that's a big draw. So at 325,000, just jump over quickly to AirDNA, two bed, one bath, four guests. Four guests would be max. You could choose to put a bunk bed in the second bedroom and then a king bed in the first bedroom, primary bedroom, and that would be a good configuration. Or you could go with, say, a king and a queen if you wanted to be able to handle two couples. So projected revenue of 47,500. Occupancy of 57% is pretty good, and ADR of $228 per night. You can see from the map here, there's quite a few listings in town. They're all doing in that range. So I think that's a pretty solid projection. You can see from this chart kind of the seasonality. This is going to peak in June and July at around $6,000 those months. It doesn't fall off too quickly. You've got pretty good occupancy through September, then it drops off through winter and then ramps back up in the spring. Good solid option. I'm going to now take you on a quick little video tour of that property.
Are at 5174 Bullion Street in Mariposa. Gonna check out this little 2-1, cute little cottage. Just take a quick run through. First of all, got this kind of narrow lot, and you see that shed back there. They're using that as an office. It's got a little window air conditioning unit. Along the side here, beside the front yard, you've got this quasi-privacy fence with a little bamboo screen that could be beefed up and create a little more privacy relative to the PG&E lot next door. So let's step inside the house now. We have got the entry, and then immediately to the right here we've got this full bath with a shower and tub. Over here we've got the laundry area. You can see that's pretty roomy for this size house. And then stepping into the kitchen. So full set of appliances, nice range, dining area with some views out to the backyard. Cozy little living room. And this has been, there's a space for the stove there, wood stove that is now used as a TV nook. The small bedroom, which looks to have a double or maybe a queen. I think that's a double bed, and a queen would fit, certainly. And then the larger bedroom, which has a full king-size bed. Not a lot of space, room for a dresser there in the closet. But yeah, cute. And we've got the mini split, which handles the heating and cooling duties. Out this door, we've got the back patio with a nice sitting area. You see the mini split compressor there. Sitting area there, a little artificial grass, a few plants, and then the backyard area, which would normally have kind of a nice view of that hill, but we had a fire and it's not too pretty now, but it'll green up. And then you can see the rest of this PG&E facility, which doesn't look too busy, so it may not be too distracting, but certainly not the best neighbor. Anyway, there you have it. Short and sweet.
Okay, we're back and we are going to take a look at another property now. This one's outside of town. It's about 12 minutes from town, 6 minutes up Highway 140 towards Yosemite, and then 6 minutes off the highway on East Whitlock Road. So this one's interesting from a couple of perspectives. Number one, price point, 350,000, very attractive. It is in a pretty good location, like I said, the proximity to Yosemite. They've done a nice job just in terms of appointing the place. And I think you'll notice from the photos that it looks like an Airbnb because it is an Airbnb. It's currently listed on Airbnb. And I think, again, a pretty solid option, also a 2-1. So in this price point of 350 or less, we're talking about smaller homes. These are both 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. But you can see they've done a nice job of decorating, and this one is being sold turnkey as is. So you could be quickly up and running with an Airbnb. Here's the outside area. Both properties, as you know from my previous videos, add a hot tub. You're going to generate probably on average $10,000 of extra revenue each and every year by investing in a hot tub. Highly recommended for our area. Nice covered porch here. Now, you're not going to see probably from these photos. Actually, you can see a little bit here. Down the hill from the house is, let's just say it's not super attractive home. So I would recommend that if you consider this house as a vacation rental, really plan on some sort of privacy fence, which could really make the difference in terms of how attractive it is for guests and what kind of reviews you're going to see. So for this home, $47,400 projected on AirDNA. You're going to see there's not as many comps, and we've got, quite frankly, some comps at pretty low prices or pretty low revenue, kind of pulling the average down. So it's possible that with a hot tub and privacy fence, you could see something north of this 47,400. This one is at 50% occupancy and 258 average nightly rate. So certainly these are both viable options. Great if you're just getting started and you want something that's not too complicated to manage, because again, just 4 guests, pretty easy. Also would recommend for both listings to offer a 1 bedroom listing for 2 people, because particularly in the off season, we have a lot of couples traveling to Yosemite, even when larger groups are not traveling. And that will help boost your occupancy in these winter months when you can see we drop way down. Now, this one over 6,000, 7,000 in June. And then July, we've got, again, over 6,000. So similar to the other property and corresponding to the seasonality profile we have for our area. June and July are going to be your big months, tail off from there. But again, having that smaller listing for the same property will boost your occupancy and probably improve your overall revenue.
You can see we've got a neighbor off the driveway down the hill right there, and another neighbor over there. So even though we're out in the country, a couple of neighbors that are pretty close. But let's start out and check out this little outdoor area on the side. You'll notice the garage, which is locked. It's got a pretty significant bow in the roof. That would have to be investigated, but you've got, a little outdoor space, barbecue, some overhead lights, and no hot tub. So That's definitely something you want to consider. So we'll just go take a quick look in the house. Again, this is going to be a pretty short tour, like the last one. 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Not a lot going on. We've got septic on this side and some open space, propane up the hill. Looks like they might just have window air conditioner, so I don't see any evidence of mini splits or central heat or air. But we'll step up here. They've got this laundry area which they have locked up and is not for guest use. A nice front porch, covered and pretty cool. Some views through the trees. Step into the home and you've got some pretty nice finishes. The floor looks great. Open kitchen area. It's like a Formica counter, but would look and doesn't look bad. And then open dining and living. And I can see that, yes, they just have a wall furnace and window air conditioning units, which are really not sufficient. So I would plan for a mini split system. House this size might be roughly $5,000, $7,000, something on that order. So we got a bedroom here with 2 twin beds and another portable air conditioning unit. This is the evacuation sign required by Mariposa County. We have the 1 full bath, which is shower only, no tub, and the larger bedroom, which looks like a king bed. So yeah, so this is for family, maybe some single people traveling as a group. A pretty small house. We've got this plywood ceiling, which might want to put some tongue and groove pine on that, dress it up a little bit. But yeah, there you have it. East Whitlock. Shows some promise. Good comparison to the house on Bullion.
So again, 2 homes, 2 good options, East Whitlock Road and Bullion, walking distance to town. Check those out. Be sure to subscribe and like my videos. We'll keep the content coming. And don't hesitate to reach out if you'd like to consider a short-term rental investment in our area.